Hello and welcome to the stream. It's Hunter Maury here with Brescia FC and Football Manager 2022. We continue season 10 with Brescia. A little bit late on the stream start. I'm feeling a little off today, but we'll see how it goes. Um, but I am hyped to get back with Brescia after our big victory against Milan before the international break. Nothing too crazy happened on the international break, but I do, but Stromberg scored a couple of goals, and kind of good thing because the other somewhat bigger thing was Maximiliano Cabrera. I think he had like a tight calf or something. Nothing too crazy. Like you're not even seeing an injury thing. Mostly, he probably got some much needed rest instead of playing every day um, on the break. But it is what it is. But a slight injury um, to the young star, and he's coming off of a hat trick against Milan. So we praised a couple guys. We did also sign one of our youth prospects, but he doesn't look like he's going to be crazy. Almost one of those guys that like he might be worth like $1 million to sell or something at some point, you know. And I think that's kind of why they had us go after him. Because I think he's only 16. So we're looking for it. We're going to continue moving forward. And it is official. Mario Rigamonti has been closed. We did it on a pretty good run, on a record run for the club in terms of unbeatens, not just at home. I don't know if the home records extended even further back or not. I think we lost at home or not too long ago. Um, like near the end of last season. But with that said, we're gonna open it in Serie A and the Champions League today as we continue that push. Also, did this reset again? Sorry, I feel like my gain has been weird in the mic for a while, but hopefully it's a little bit better now. Yeah, kind of without further ado, let's open the new stadium. I forget its name. It's another Legends name. Um, but I don't remember. I'm sure we'll start to see it here. I'm actually expecting a question about it. Yeah, I would say we have an excellent chance. Um, I'm delighted for him, and I know we're. So I don't know what to expect as part of the charm of soccer. How do you think he'll fare in general? I think he's got plenty of work with him, and I think he could mold it. Um, yeah, so we had a lot about international break. We have Cagliari here. We have Marseille. Um, we'll be ready. It's just something we have to be ready for. So do expect heavy rotation. Milan will be up against Napoli. With our victory, we've actually put a little bit of distance between us and Milan. For like the first time ever in the series, I think I've been able to say those words. So it's not much, and it's still very, very early, but really, really nice to see us get that victory. Um, yeah, they're going to be right up there at the end of the season. Pekovic is coming under. He knows there's pressure on him, but he's thriving. Um, I think any head coach would love to have a player of his caliber. I'm no different. Berkebom. Yeah, we like having that sort of player. One player that can make a distance or Orestes could be that player. I think he's well suited for this type of match. Big match against Marseille on the horizon. Um, yeah, it certainly makes sense to consider a few changes. And we may do that same thing again where we rest the starters. Roma, your top Serie A player developers. We are sitting at 22. Some of these guys, like Becca, Miranda, Denis, Andrade, Pekovic weren't originally. Those guys weren't like our product. So everybody above that is our product. But we just bought them early enough that they count, I guess. Oh, and Madu and Miranda, I think, both had a couple of decent games in the international break, too. Those are probably our other top performers in general. And Madu is still getting looked at by Chelsea every chance that they get, so. Nordberg and Jenner, I don't know that they're going to get to play today, but maybe, depending on what everybody's looking like. Yeah, you can see Cabrera's not quite back yet. Actually, though. So we are going to go Carnesecchi. Oh, and that's the other thing that popped up. Carnesecchi, I retransfer listed with him getting interest from both Liverpool and Real Madrid. I think two teams that he would be interested in going to. It's just, until those teams stop being interested, he isn't going to sign a new contract for us, which I think I've mentioned before, but I think it is very, very real that is the truth. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to go Denis here, and we'll maybe try to sub Pekovic, but I want Pekovic for Marseille, even though they've kind of struggled. And I think Galbraith could be okay. But I don't know if I want him to start and like not have the option about Pekovic at all. Like Pekovic in the middle with Galbraith on the right is pretty strong, you know. Still for us. Birkenbaum. Safil had like a... I mean, I think it's the under 19s or under 20s or whatever, but he had a 2-assist game. He's not really ready. I'm going to go to Barcelo here over Malacia. It does seem like Barcelo's not going to be the star that we're hoping he is, which is a bit of a shame, but we'll see. And then how's Madu doing? Low levels of fatigue. I do think we will see Nordberg then, although I guess I could go Raska. How is Miranda doing? I guess we'll go Nordberg, Raska then. And then Cueva over... I think I'd rather Cueva in Champions League. And then Satriano and Jenner. How many subs is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's somewhat reasonable for this. I am excited to get into what am I going to use 5 subs for in the next year's edition of the game. Been big complaints for... I mean, I guess these are different players, so I guess I could probably say I trust you. And Jenner's already motivated, so... What's the secret behind your good home record? Be nothing without our fans. They truly are an extra player. I know what we're capable of and believe we could do well. The best in Serie A for a defensive record. Everything starts at the back. It gives us the foundations to build upon. And the new stadium. Looking pretty nice with these overhangs and The big floodlights on top. Does feel bigger. Barcelo looking for Satriano. Neither guy, Bonamelli and Satriano, don't really read it well. Bonamelli searching forward. Satriano trying to track back. Oh, and Birkenbaum gets in and assists him. Mino searching for Satriano. Cut out. Montiel, the ex-Brescia man, trying to make the run in behind, but well read by Florent Denis. Barcelo's looking. He'll try again. Satriano will head it on net, but right at the keeper. Yeah, how are we doing for like opposition instructions? Bonamelli. We're not super scared of his crossing, but that is probably what he's gonna do. Regifo looks like he's more going to go forward. Yeah, you almost want to just like show him onto a stronger foot, actually. He can cross. I don't think he's gonna get too far forward. I guess we could press him just to be sure. And Ba. And neither of those guys really have a weak foot, but Barcelo. Satriano back post. Goal as long as he stayed on side. I have to respond to this message. Mino, back to Raska. And another cross trying to come in there. So, I guess unsurprisingly, Martin Satriano, the first to score in the new stadium. If you were a betting man, that's probably one you would have taken. I don't know if you would have got much odds on it, but... Jenner striding forward. Good to see him back. Getting a start. And Satriano again. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of even better. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily been a dominant first half performance, but we do have 2 goals even when we're not necessarily dominating, so. Now Birkenbaum's got a yellow. He's off tackles. Birkenbaum through. Nobody really to cross to. He tries to pick something out, but I think it would have just... Your best hope probably would have been Barcelo on the far side. Mino. Back to Abdulev, who takes a shot. Interesting choice of pass from Mino. He was just going to rifle one across the line. As you can see, we're not necessarily dominating possession. We're not necessarily dominating shots or anything. It's been a fine performance, but nothing too special. Birkenbaum a little gassed. So I think we'll just go to Seville here. The game's not necessarily in hand. So like I could throw Nordberg out there. Nordberg gonna play Mino through as he strides forward. Getting a little weird now. Billy Jackson to get his debut. He can pass. Yeah, sure. Sure. I think I have him more training as a box-to-box guy, but there. And Abdulev is going to sit for Danilo Pekovic. Kind of spread that out a little bit. And right after the subs, Nordberg gets hurt. So, because of course he does. I wonder if it's worth subbing him off. I'll give him a little bit of time to see if he bounces back at all, but we might sub him off and just go defensive and time wasting. And Yenner plays a good ball through. Satriano with a chance. Okay, he bounced back a little bit. Like, I think he'll be okay, even though they're kind of saying the hampered by injury. I think he'll survive. He won't be happy. And it could make it worse. I'm not saying that it can't, but Cagliari? Chance here off the corner. Denis clears. One shot, and it was on target, but well defended yet again from Brescia. Satriano, a chance for the hat trick. Oh, he puts a good shot on, but a wonderful save. It could have been. And we're just looking to see this one out. Jackson, Satriano, Mino. Yenner was trying to run. Nothing too special from Jackson. We're not expecting a lot from him, but I do like that he wasn't trying to do too much, it seemed like. And the first game in the new stadium, Emanuele Filippini Arena. The winners are Brescia, continuing the record. Can they make this big new stadium a fortress like Mario Rigamonti? And just a very solid victory there. Nothing too special. We didn't, like, dominate them, I wouldn't say. But played well, and particularly played very, very well defensively. Yeah, we never lack belief. We believe in ourselves. Yeah, I know his quality in front of goal is a top finisher. I mean, you've been asking me now for 2 months what I've been thinking about that, and he's still outperforming his XG then, you know. Man just scores goals. What do you want from me? Bruised knee. Oh, I'm glad I didn't just sit him for that then. Jackson gets his debut. And I didn't take a very big look at our, God, I wish. Unbeaten home run now stands at 10. I mean, it wasn't all that Emanuele Filippini, but I think it's important. But I will answer the same. It's important to be strong at home. Glad to see it continue through our 10-game win streak there. Then, much did you enjoy? Yeah, he's a very good player. We love him. Garnasecki, a great game. I don't want to talk about that. Honestly, I'd kind of rather keep Garnasecki, but I mean, his contributions have been important. I hope he keeps it up. You've got one of the best defensive records in the league. Yeah, it just starts with hard work. Yeah, I think it's played a part in our good form. We assert ourselves. We play hard. We play aggressively. I mean, again, it hasn't really become a fortress yet, but we want our home field to be there, and I'm glad more fans are there and ready to pack this stadium. We strive for balance, but we want goals. We want to push. Yeah, we had a lot of fouls today. Supporters seem to respond well considering a patching approach. Certainly hope so. We have to strike a balance, but we want possession. I don't think we need possession, but we also don't want them to just hand the ball to the other team for. Juventus win. Milan draw. So now Inter have passed. We got them shook, boys. We got them shook. They've now drawn a game and have lost 2 games already this season. A rarity for Milan. Their new pieces, their new young offensive talents, maybe still working on settling in a little bit and being at the high level that is expected of them. Nice. I like seeing that. Well spread out. We get the connection going both ways, at least a little bit, between our strikers. Interesting. I should have paid a little bit more attention to the fouls there and tried to pull it off at least a little bit. Satriano and Jenner, so Jenner up and Satriano. How are we doing on just like our balances are okay? Okay. And yeah, we'll move Fior. Yeah, I've been kind of. We'll just move him. He's not going to get a lot of play time, but we'll bring him up. I think those guys are like nothing super negative. Probably not moves we would make either, but nothing super negative there. Hellas Verona and Parma draw. Roma wins. Torino wins. Udinese wins. Lazio wins. Attacking patience. Match review. Team bonding. Match review. This is wild. Okay. Something like that. Oh, yeah, where do I maybe see my new stadium? If I go to like club info. Yes, 28,000 in the new Emmanuel Filippini Arena. Mario Rigamonti. I wonder if can I like. It's just like gone from the game now. Wow, that wasn't right. Anyway. No, it's not right either. Anyway, I think we increased it by like 10,000 or so. I think we had like 19. Matteo Cardella. Yep, wingbacks for him is fine. And I do think I'm gonna go to the squad. I probably should have did that first, but I'm gonna rest another day. We're probably still gonna have to make subs, but Billy Jackson injured and he'll be down for a while. Atalanta Frosinone. Atalanta, another Heinik Becca goal. I feel like he's at least been scoring a little bit. Ooh, and then we're already immediately like filling the stadium up too. Yeah. The Argentine World Player of the Year, Cabrera. Maybe even over Lautaro Martinez. Didn't think it was quite time for that yet. But he does seem to be the heir apparent into a dominant striker. There. And is unlikely to be able to adapt to change at this stage. Darn. Because he actually has like some nice long shots. I mean, I don't mind him passing, but because he's also got really good vision. But he's also got pretty solid decisions, so you'd have to think that like he would be good at choosing when to shoot, when not to shoot. And if he's just like wide open, from distance, he has that ability, you know? We have a fantastic record against Bo Henriksen. There's probably a little bit of luck in there. Yeah, I do think there's value in holding the record, and holding a good record over a team, though. The match will see Giuseppe Picella come back to play against his old club. Oh, so we got like a better room to be in too, I guess. I was like, this seems like a nice room, like a decent room. I don't know how I feel about the lighting fixtures not centered in your 2x2 panel, but it is what it is, I guess. Or speakers, whatever they are. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be lights. And then there's definitely not enough for the crowd, but you know. And like, come on, you gotta highlight the wall with the graphics and stuff too. Come on. Anyway, Giuseppe's a good friend. We'll certainly have to catch up after the match. He's a good player. He can definitely swing in a good cross every once in a while, you know. As I pick apart my own stadium's lighting design. It's just not good. It's just not good. Hey, FM, call me. I can help you out. Make something a little more realistic. People have probably never noticed those lights before. Young Boys Arsenal. Galatasaray beats Barcelona. Dortmund. The legend. Julius Mogensen. doing well for Dortmund so far. 14 appearances in all competitions, 13 goals. So he has been a goal scorer where he wasn't really a goal scorer for us. Whatever Dortmund are doing, he's scoring goals. Origi scores, but not enough for Porto. Celtic beat Man City. Juventus beat Moscow. Milan continue their dominance of their group, and a draw for Gladbach and Ajax. Oh, and I guess while I'm here, apologies for kind of the delay in getting some more YouTube content out there. I'm working on it. I think this weekend I'll be able to kind of like reschedule stuff and make sure everything's there. I think I actually have to find like some editing software because of that mistake with the Beastie Boys. I tried to do it. I mean, it might not be an issue because they are a little bit older, but I don't know about the statute's limitations, and I don't know. YouTube is like saying that it's fine, but then I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm like, but then what? Like once I'm monetized, not that that's anywhere close, but but that's even worse, right? Where there's a video just like hidden that's using some like copyrighted music, and then suddenly I got like a strike immediately upon like upon me like becoming monetized or something. Dangerous, you know. So it will be Carnesecchi. Muniz is pretty good at jumping reach, but Abdullah is still there. Yeah, Galbraith also has low levels of fatigue, so I think we'll go with Abdulev. And then Orestes. Sassuolo Frosinone. I mean, I could definitely rotate against those teams, so I'm wondering just about getting like Galbraith in here so that I have like another starter to play with probably next game, at least in like Orestes. And maybe we'll do some subbing stuff like Pekovic in. Birkenbaum. We'll go Malacia. Maybe get his yellow card out of the way. We will go back to Anthony Madu. Gio Miranda, Oscar Cueva. How's Cabrera doing? Still some low levels of fatigue. Stromberg doing? So I'm going to go up to Cabrera. I don't think I need Orestes and Denis. So what? Seville, Barcelo, Raska, and then not have Nordberg in. Or I could still do Nordberg instead of Seville. Mino, Stromberg. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So in terms of substitutions, it's 1, 2, 3, really. And I mean, Cabrera's been fantastic this season, so it's kind of hard to call him a sub. But Heel. They're putting him in a crossing position. Yes, they're gonna cross. Pizzella can cross, so I think we need to be at least wary of him. And Matty Cash. It seems like he's gonna push forward. Seems like it's maybe tough to show him onto his weaker foot, or maybe it doesn't really matter. So we'll just kind of let it go. And we'll start with this tackling, but I should... Fouls is something I really need to start paying attention to. You'll have to rest this out there despite being in good form. I just need to make sure he's fresh for the future. Does being unbeaten 3 matches against Marseille give your team confidence? Yeah, I think it can definitely do that. Nah. I'm focused on my team against their team. If we all do our job, then individuals are taken care of. I think so. I mean, did he score against us? I know that he scored in some other Champions League games. We are sitting at the top. Marseille are at the bottom. If we win here, we qualify. Or we're getting out of the group. We'd love to win it. So I think winning here means a lot. And we'd especially love to continue to build up our new stadium. Glad to see it packed out for the first Champions League game. Well done by Malacia. Miranda gonna look forward to Cabrera. He has it. Looks to go around his man after a little bit of control. Nobody really running in the middle for him. He tries to go for Satriano, but too close to Collier. I like the idea, though. And Satriano was running free, but maybe because it was always the keeper's ball, in a way. Monaco scored early. Benjamin Sesko, though, responds quickly for Hertha Berlin. Galbraith flips it up to Cabrera. I like that. Malacio looking for Satriano, who heads it on. Nice little move. I like that. Wasn't too dangerous of a header, though, I don't think. Bayern Munich, Mukoko scores. And Club Brugge gets a penalty. Inter score pretty quickly back-to-back, and so do Bayern. Welcome, give me that spice. I appreciate the follow. I do watch the Prem. That's my primary. I primarily follow Tottenham Hotspur, which maybe a little bit different, maybe a little difficult. Who do you support? Perez searching. Ooh. More of a neutral, but been like in Leeds. American. I do think I've liked what like Marsh has said after some of that. I mean, some of his takes are also like a little too there. There are a lot of good Italian defenders. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Lovano. He got fined 10K today. What a guy. Okoli. Romero 77. Interesting. Because VAR is horrendous. Yeah, I think he had some critical things. Ruggieri. If that's the wingback, I had him for a brief amount of time. Yeah, you would think with like Lovato Coley, at least in like it's Satriato Pizza, he's been wrecking shop for me. Best pickup I've ever had, maybe. Not that I've played this game for forever, but the dude's a monster. Yeah, we're a little far in, so we've actually built up a pretty good defense. But yeah, I would love to bring Ruggeri back, dude. He was so good. So sad. Yeah. Not that I'm paying super attention to a Champions League game, but Scalvini. I almost signed Scalvini, but he yeah, we can look at him. At Napoli, right? I think they were able to like keep him around like the whole time. Or at least he ended up at Napoli here, I think. I'm trying to think where the other guys went. Zappa doesn't really sound familiar. Maybe he was just like too good for me. And then just started the 5th season with Fulham. That's good to hear, dude. Yeah, I've been building this thing for so long. And I'm still... This is the first year we might actually be better than Milan. And only briefly. Cabrera! Great chip over the top. Who was that? Miranda? Oh, it was Cueva. Even better. Ramsdale, Porro, Tamori, Croy, Lou Thomas, Anguissa, Ward Prowse, Sala, Isaac. I mean, that's a pretty good group. You got Ward Prowse to take all your free kicks. Probably get a little bit out of that. I get nothing out of my free kicks, so. He's really good. Macho and Ricci. Not as familiar with them. That seems like a pretty good team. I think you could definitely compete with that, depending on how guys develop. But, like, yeah, Pedro Porro and Tamori are phenomenal. So, that alone is dangerous. Also, is English player homegrown? Like my English player, or... I'm not sure what you're referring to. Kalulu at 4 stars, that's nice. Really a big mistake. He's had some really good seasons in this one. Oh, big mistake to sell him. Yeah, that makes more sense. Oh, Cabrera so close. And then I'll get back to the Conte thing. Yeah, I think Conte... I think he's stubborn, which is good and bad. I think at times it's good to have a coach or a manager kind of like that, where he trusts his system wholeheartedly and trusts the players to solve problems. But I think just as of late, the squad rotation has been a little The squad rotation has been a little lackluster. I think Kulusevski's brilliant, and to see him not start 3 games and then to like be subbed on in like the 80th minute is really sad. Like I think if you sub him on at the 60-minute mark, you know, he at least gets some time to do something. Satriano Cueva off the post. And Udogi. My boy. Hope he becomes something good in real life. Since Spurs already went after him. Oh, that was technically a block. The 3D match engine letting you down on that one. So Bayern Munich are going off, huh? Oh, still going. I mean, yeah, it sounds like you've scouted a ton of Italians and brought them to Fulham. Essentially, like Italian Club 2.0. Whoa. Man, that was nearly disastrous for us. And I'm complaining about Conte's subs, and here I am at the 70th minute doing nothing. But at least we're winning, I guess. Yeah, this is my first time playing Serie A. So, I got into FM in FM 20, late in the cycle. So I played with Salford, like, through FM 21, before streaming and everything. And then once I started streaming, it was mostly this game. And so it's been this save the whole time. You've been playing for 10 years. Nice. From FN 2012. Wow. Yeah, after the game, I'll get to him. We are seemingly set. I probably could also make more defensive changes, but mostly subbing for... trying to think where Dogi went. I think he stayed. So I don't think he developed like crazy. I don't know where they have him ranked or what, like how good he possibly could be. But I don't think he got there in this version for me. And then Scalvini is decent, but I think he also didn't really go anywhere. Both probably would have been good pickups had I, like, known about them before the save started. Guys that maybe could have been acquired. That's what I was worried about. My fault. Should have pulled off sooner. I didn't actually add time wasting, did I? It's like the most important thing. exciting stuff is happening. Nothing too crazy. Pull back a little bit. We matched our XG, which is good, and I did not pay attention to the fouls like I said I was going to. And Bayern Munich have scored 10 against Shakhtar. So, if they weren't getting out of their group before, I think they're getting out of their group now. At least they don't have to worry about goal differential at all. Pretty dominant performance, which I do think locks us in. Yep. We'll praise qualification. Now we got to take the top of the group. Really impressive performance, even considering our recent form. Everybody's playing well. Yep. Seemed to be a real buzz around the team, and we just need to keep building on that. Oh, he was on a hat trick. Yeah. Just rest. So, we didn't just qualify, we're top of the group. Yeah. Great. On the other side, Hoffenheim blew up Newcastle. 3-0. Sweet. We'll check that out after. But, yeah, so who are we looking up? In particular, Scalvini. So pretty solid center back. Yeah, the dubious transfer interest. So, yeah, he's been in this series, so I guess he started out on loan, technically. But he's been at Napoli his whole career. Solid, but nothing special. Not that I think the Napoli has been anything special either. So he's kind of not necessarily the best player at Napoli, but he might have been for a long time. Yeah, what was I looking for? Right, we got Nico Mantle. And then Destiny Udogie is now at Sampdoria. So you can see it's like a 2-star for us. Doesn't really seem like he developed into anything too special. Somewhat athletic. Has some attacking ability, but not like the projections that I think a lot of teams have him. So he was at Udinese for a long time. Who's that? Oh yeah, I guess he was at Hellas Verona, huh? And then was on loan. They bought him, and he hasn't really done much. He has a countable number of assists in his career, 18, 6 goals. Like, I think he might already be doing better than that in real life. In like a season and a half. And we will be in the knockout round. Just want to make sure that we clinched first. Yes, we did. Didn't know if there's some weird math thing that I'm like too stupid to understand. So we don't have to worry about that game, and with the games kind of coming pretty fast here, it might be kind of nice to not do too much. Another brace for Satriano. Chelsea continuing to keep an eye on Anthony Madu everywhere. And the Argentinian manager, or Argentine manager, I guess, scouting Maximiliano Cabrera, who I don't know why he would be on like the fringe for the the team and all, but you never know. Where's Rovella? Yep, let me answer these quickly and then I'll get to that. Impact, getting goal just before hashtag. Crucial moment. Made a difference. Nicolo Rovella. At Hertha Berlin. Sold for like with a player. Okay, interesting. So was at Genoa, Juventus bottom in this series. Loaned him back to Genoa. Played pretty well there. Enough, I guess, to impress Juventus. And then he played pretty well all the way up. Probably would have been another guy to like know about before the series started. Good. And he's played pretty well in Germany. Yeah, no problem. I don't have any, Oh, actually, speaking of which, I probably should add the tip thing. And Ricci's really good. Yeah, I'm missing a deep-lying playmaker like these guys. So he's still at Milan. You have one of the best goalkeepers in Carnesecchi. Yeah, I like Carnesecchi a lot. He wants to leave because Liverpool are interested, but I hope to dissuade interest. Man, he scored 10 goals in the last 2 seasons, too. Ugh, nasty. I wonder if they were like penalties. No. Okay. Yeah. No penalties. So, he's been really good. Milan have been part of a Milan team that's well, they're the best team. Well, honestly, I think that's, I mean, I guess you'd like to see a little bit more true assist numbers. But I mean, it's pretty good. I think some people always, you kind of expect like you're gonna break the game and a guy's gonna have like 20 assists and 10 goals somehow or something. But that's just Brahim Diaz. So I think he, you know, to have those numbers, I think it's not bad. Because that also means like he's not doing anything wrong defensively. Although I guess the team is pretty good. Newgate's receipt record. Nice. Cool. Apologies for any of that coming through. The skin name. So this is the Zealand skin. I forget how to get it. But if you go to his YouTube channel or whatever, he's got all, well, I guess if you just Google probably Zealand FM skin, should probably be like the first option. I keep forgetting I should probably set up some of those things now that I'm supposed to be like a professional at this. I really don't know how like those commands work, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of reading. But I like it. I like it in particular for like this. I don't necessarily love, but a lot of like the quick when I just like pick up a player. I like this landing page a lot and all the information it gives. Don't leave. This is your best season yet. Don't leave. We'll see. Won the last 5 matches against Sassuolo. Yeah, that could provide an edge. They lost against Udinese. See ya. No problem. Adebayo. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, he's struggling, huh? Well, as long as I'm seeing the up arrows. Yeah, you just have to deal with it. Best attacking records in the league. Yeah, it just all starts with hard work. Put together quite the run of form. Yeah, we just like to play Spoiler, Braska. Is well suited for this type of match. Ignacio. Unfortunate part of the game. Yeah, they're too good to struggle for much longer. Apparently Fiorentina having a bad time. I haven't paid too much attention. With us being at the top for like the first time. Torino having a really nice season, at least so far. Udinese. Fired your coach in 10th. I guess they're starting to slip off the pace a little bit, though. So I guess it's a little bit more reasonable. Bologna's still struggling. Parma, kind of where they're supposed to be. That crew where they're supposed to be. Not as crazy. It's honestly the top 6 are crazier than. And that's mostly our fault. Oh yeah, he's hurt. Yeah, I guess we can scout that. I mean, there's no way I can afford that, but sure. That's so funny who we're like scouting now. They're ridiculous. Gio Reyna's still, oh my god, 250 mil. I wonder if that's just because of like prepared. They're not prepared to sell him. Ooh, boys. Birkenbaum, Denis, and Barcelo. Criticize some training. Praise Cabrera. Praise Madu. Abdulev. Is this who it just praised? I guess it would have been. Praise some of the children. 2 guys down here. Okay. Cagliari with a big win. From Greece. Wow. I'm American, if you can't tell by my terrible pronunciation of things. Mavropanos? No, I don't. I've only. I used to be interested, but never really followed football. But prior to this past season, and sold Stuttgart another player. Interesting. So I'm not as familiar with the history, and that's why I'm not as familiar with some players that come through. But definitely between this game and some real, I know Guardiola. Not that I could pronounce his name, but know about this guy. And that everybody and their mother is interested in him. In real life. So I wanted to say that people have been pronouncing Guardiola, but there's no way that's right. Want to see him at Gravidal? Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, I want to see him at Fulham. Yeah, I think every team would love to see him. I maybe should have rested players. I didn't do that. That's not good. It's worse than I expected, actually. A lot worse. That's a mistake on my part. I got distracted. Show you Madu. My boy. Yeah, he's got it all. I play him as the box to box and just kind of let his natural, because he's not a crazy passer, but very athletic, very, very good vision that just lets these other minor stats. I think where he really shines is just really good mental stats, but he's played really, really well. He gets a little enhanced in terms of assists through corners, because he's our primary corner taker, but he did have 22 assists in all competitions last year for me, and he's already got 12. Yeah, so he's Regen, where did we get him from? He was at Sunderland playing in the championship, and they essentially just had a buy clause for him or something, and I was like, he's too good to be there. So I bought him, brought him to Italy, and now Chelsea won him for 150 million. So, or for at least 120 million. And I don't know. There might be better players out there, but I'm kind of inclined to keep the guy that has just been so phenomenal for me. Yeah, I guess that's the other weakness is general jumping reach. It's not like he's crazy, but I think he's just a really, really solid player. Okay, go a little too hard there. Get those guys out. Yeah, I have you going to the under 18s, but I guess you could sit on the bench because we may need bodies. Madu's gonna play. Raska's gotta play. Reminds you of Ravella. Quiba. Mino. I'm gonna go Stromberg and Satriano. Who does Tottenham play this weekend? We are playing Leicester. So hopefully we get back on track because they've been bad this year. But we'll see. I'm not... They're bottom of the league. It might go down, to be honest. I mean, they haven't flashed anything at all. And I'll check the other player after this one. Just remind me after the match. I want to, like, not paying enough attention. I don't know what to do here, though. I guess I'm going to go Galbraith. Barcelo's tall, right? I could. Oh, you have 15 jumping range. Okay. Nah, you know what? I'm going to do this the other way. Galbraith in the middle. Orestes and Denis on the outside. There's so many subs. Go Safila Malacia. Gotta go Madu Raska. And then we'll sub Mino then. Yeah, I don't really know what happened to Leicester. Just suddenly bad. Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to make a sub at some point. What do you attribute your recent good? Helped out the hard work, helps to be prolific. Yeah, it's definitely good to score goals. It's hard. We just have to improve. Game's coming thick and fast, and I should have been paying a little bit more attention. Now we're kind of behind the 8 ball, so I almost have to rest players after every match here. I think. Beer and deli. Interesting. Oh, and I did not do the thing that I usually do. Hold on. Before they're going back and forth too crazily. I don't need to press Lopez. Okay. You're dangerous if you do get forward, even though there's kind of saying you're not supposed to. Oh. Looking at the wrong guy, that would... Oh no, I looked at the right guy. Put the instructions on the wrong guy. And then you guys up top are gonna cut inside. Yeah. So, We'll do that. Satriano? Oh, nearly. Dude just loves scoring. Nicely read by our wing back there, Safil. The youngster. Am I playing extended highlights? No, I think it's just regular, unless it reset. I know it does have that problem every once in a while. Oh no, yeah, I guess it is extended. Yeah, I like to be able to that's right. That is the level that I want. I was thinking I guess I was thinking kind of like comprehensive, but I forgot that's like the whole game. I like to be able to read it so I can make adjustments. I feel like it's definitely why it takes so long for me, but I like to evaluate. I think this is the first year where we might arguably be in, like, cruise. But I think we're still scratching and clawing for, like, every point that we can get with just how good Milan are. We're winning every corner, but can't get any of them on target. Nicely done, Galbraith. Way to go, my man. Trying to flip it over. Wait, what? What just happened? What? I, like, stopped looking because I was like, oh, keeper has that. No problem. Did not. So injuries affecting him. We'll try to push that to halftime. It's pretty far away, but try to monitor Raska. But I was definitely like, oh, the keeper has that. I stopped paying attention, and suddenly it was like, goal. Whatever stat combo that made that happen, I never want to see in my goalkeeper. That is like a fireable offense for that one. I know I'm playing Galbraith through being tired, but he has definitely had a rough time today. Got out jumped. And another injury. That's not good. I think Raska is going to make it to halftime, but he's definitely not got anything else in him past that. Hopefully not too serious for Malacia, although I do think Barcelona is playing well. It's just we are in that ahead of the winter break where we have a lot of games to play. The Emerson Royale special there, passing it all the way back. That was a really nice play. Deserved a goal for Sassuolo. We need to hold on. I think the fatigue is definitely coming through a little bit. Yeah, I'll just give them that because I think it'll get them confident. Yeah, so we're going to have to go to Giovanni Miranda there. Great decision. Satriano. Oh. We've just been a little off, it seems like. Play it in short. It's honestly pretty smart. They get a open shot, but Cetra is a better pressing forward. I've been liking the double advance forward. I do think that it could be effective, pressing forward and advance forward. Just having one guy drop in a little bit deeper. I'm not as familiar with the pressing forward. I haven't really used one. But it seems like they're decent. And Galbraith is tired. Yeah, I'm going to go to Abdulev. I don't love that move. But I'd love to go Pekovic instead, but I just think he would also just be gassed by the end of this. Alright, and also we're doing that thing again where we're fouling too much, aren't we? Big save. But I'm liking the advance forward. I do wonder, though, if he was playing pressing forward, if he would be inclined to, like, pass a little more often. And create that connection between strikers, which I think could be dangerous. Because I do think that that's maybe one limitation of the double advance forward, is, like, sometimes when everybody's making the right decision, they'll pass between each other and get really good scoring opportunities. But sometimes guys get a little greedy and want to shoot. Not that I think I need, like, a deep lying forward on it, though. Phil looking to do something crazy. Somehow all tipping around and getting some extra shots out there. I am concerned that we're, like, getting a little too gassed here. See, like, that connection. Not that I necessarily want it to be, like, a lofted cross, but... Everybody is so tired. Boys, if you hold on to 1-0, or even better yet, if you score another one, everybody gets arrested. The real secret is everybody might get arrested regardless of what happens. Like Satriano would be maybe slightly more aggressive there. But okay. I'm also glad Orestes didn't try to do anything too crazy there, although that was crazy. He wasn't even that close, Karnaseki. I do think we're forcing them mostly into bad shots, though. Satriano left a little too early. It falls to him anyway. And a poacher's goal for Martin Satriano to ice this one and just really pad his stats ultimately. Pretty solid performance. I'll take it. Yeah, we were fouling too much. I should have definitely removed that earlier. And actually, probably after the injuries, I probably should have pulled off of that a little bit. But a very solid win. Mino does enough to not get yelled at, or to not get fined, I guess, more appropriately. And Karnaseki, they gave a pretty high rating. Able to keep this fantastic streak going. Yeah, we're performing well. Considering how things are going. Yeah. Nothing I've seen. I honestly don't know. Well, if that's what it is, that's not good. But I'm going to say I haven't spoken to him yet. I have to use it to... That's not good. So, yeah. We'll worry about that after. But, Rooney... Actually, let me go with the... My I spelling that remotely correct? Yeah, him I'm not sure about. Does he go by like something different? And then Katanik, which I'm assuming this one. Might be a database thing. And then is this the Katanik you're looking for? Yeah, I mean, he's doing well at Wolfsburg. Yes, okay. So let's see how we've been in Germany the whole time, just moving around. Frankfurt for a while, played pretty well, played really well for Hertha Berlin, and then Wolfsburg, bottom. And hasn't been nearly as good. But I do think Berlin are generally the better team. So that probably explains a lot, you know. Yeah. Benjo's Vashi was pretty solid. I'd say jumping reach probably the only thing I'd be worried about with him, but definitely a solid player that probably at least justifies it. Especially if you're playing like a 3 and you put him beside a guy that can be dominant in the air. You're gonna play some Germany next time. I want to go to like I keep calling it like tertiary league, but so you have like the big 5, and I want to go to one of the smaller ones, either like a Portugal or like a Belgium or something like that. Or Netherlands, yeah, something like that. I'm kind of leaning more towards that over Portugal, but I do know, I think it might depend on kind of what has a more open, after playing a lot of Serie A, what maybe has a more open transfer policy or like registration policy. I know Germany is like wide open. You can kind of do whatever, I guess, barring work permits or something, but yeah, that hurts. Our 31-year-old fullback who's been playing okay. Nothing too special, but I don't think he's been an issue either. And we have a lot of guys for the right side. Just know all wingbacks have big injuries. Yeah, that's kind of true. Tough to find a wingback. I think that's the other thing. I'm going to go back to a back 4, I think. Never injury. Yeah. He was fantastic for Milan in this series. Well, yeah, the stars are always like relative to your team, generally, plus like some other random stuff in there, so shall we get down to business? Everybody's coming for him, including Reece James, trying to convince him, speaking of good wingbacks. That one's going to be tough. Poros, for some reason, gave 2.5 stars. Yeah. Yeah, stars are one of those things where it's like a little... I'm still not... I think I still trust the stars a little too much. And I should be more objective to what I think would make a player good at a position. But, yeah, that's a pretty bad one. I hope he stays. Oh, the injury suffered by Malacia. I mean, the good news is he got injured before the winter break. Yeah, because, like, I mean, just within a season, like Satriano, he could be like a 4.5 star. He could be as high as like a 4.5 star, or he could be as low as like a 3.5 star. But his attributes aren't actually changing. It's just like his form. I think now he's kind of locked in. Just also with like his reputation, I think kind of gets thrown into some of this too. But I mean, obviously he's having a good season, so it's not like they're gonna lower his stars. But the attributes stay the same, but the stars can change, you know. Oh yeah, I think Satriano's gonna be here for a while. Livermento. I guess I had him marked, so. Just some transfer listed players. Do you score? I feel like you should score. Not terrible. Yeah, just like reevaluate players and they'll drop half a star. Sometimes even like a whole star. Mino picking up some traits. Sense of loyalty has grown in recent leagues. Focused on his game. Appears to be handling the pressure. But letting the temper. Yeah, he's just becoming like every other player at this club. Pekovic, Madu, and Satriano in your team of the month. And I'm not allowed to vote for Karnaseki, but he has been phenomenal so far. Everybody else is around 1 goal per appearance, and Karnaseki's probably got the biggest gap, but also the least number of appearances, to also be fair. Can you explain to me mentoring? Yeah, I can try. I don't think I'm the best at mentoring. Oh, right. I always forget to do that. I'm just going to go with Fernandez, I guess. Yeah, so for mentoring, which I'm training, mentoring. So you'll see kind of your summary once you get guys there on what the effect of each group is. Essentially, I think the thing that's the most important ultimately is the personality, though I do think things like determination and work rate and things like that can be a part of that. But I think generally you're looking for the best personalities because they're going to get you those like hidden attributes. And when they that's why when they do that like mentoring summary, it's a little vague, but it's like actually maybe let me go back to that one. So like loyalty is a hidden attribute. So wherever he's behind is more loyal than he is. So he's kind of teaching him to be more loyal. He's more focused on his game, so I think this is like professionalism or something. And then there's like a handling pressure attribute, but then there's also like I don't know if it's actually temper or if it's like a dirtiness or something like that. They'll get it there. So like generally, if you get a guy with like a better the better the why are like the words failing me, but like the better the personality, the better those hidden attributes are. And so all of these guys are like becoming more like Martin Satriano. And you also get a chance for those guys to like pick up some of the player traits. So it's nice to train a guy up to almost be your leader. And then like your how much influence on the group has to do with like the relative ages between players, as well as like their standing in the hierarchy. So Satriano's been here a long time. He's one of the team leaders. He's my captain. So he really affects all these young guys that are learning under him. Whereas like Birkenbaum doesn't necessarily affect everybody because he's not that much older and not like, and he's just a highly influential player. And then to like determination. So I think some of that, I don't know if it's like a hidden attributes thing, or exactly where that comes from. Oh yeah, because he's not in my mentoring because he had that issue. So we've had Danilo Pekovic for a while. I wonder if I can like go all the way back to that progress. So Danilo Pekovic is kind of exactly what this is. So he gained a little bit and then was very steady for a long time. And then eventually it crashed. And we've slowly built it back up. But it seems like it's not really going up anymore. So I think why things fall are potentially personality based. So Pekovic doesn't really have anything else in his personality to like keep him focused necessarily. So I think like he started to become frustrated with our like he started to become frustrated with our training. I think he like missed a training because he went out clubbing, things like that. So like his professionalism and things like that like keep him focused and like I guess like keep him determined. Because I think there's like an ambition stat, and I don't know if that maybe somewhat relates or ties together. But I think essentially he started becoming frustrated that we weren't listening to him about training, and so then he started like kind of goofing off. And it's probably a combination of a lot of things, but because he started goofing off, his determination, kind of the result of what the game kind of interprets as his determination, tanked. So now, unfortunately, he's just a balanced old personality. So, yeah, so he's got really, really good stats. And I think part of it, too, and honestly, it hasn't really affected his play. He actually, last year, he won the best player in Serie A. It was his best season yet. I forget when that occurred. I think it was here. But I do think part of it, too, was I bought him when he was like 18. And he's been a leader and the best. You know, I rotate pretty heavily, so it's not like he plays every game necessarily. But he's played a lot of games and has been here a long time. So unfortunately, it does mean that like he's not going to become a leader that's going to mentor others, even though he's kind of in a team position role. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly why it drops, but I think it's like a combination of a lot of things, and it might have been my own personal mismanagement. So, but I don't know. He's the only player. That's the worst one I've seen. I've seen some guys like hit a patch or mentoring would take some things down. I'm trying to think if like Cabrera maybe. I wonder if there's like an example of that. But like mentoring can definitely tweak determination too. Because determination, while you can see it, also I think is like affecting to like hidden stats a little bit too. So I think that's one of the ones that's kind of like on the fringe. Work rate, I think, kind of messes with those things too. That's why like you find those things important. Um, but you see like his determination isn't crazy high. So like every once in a while, I'll see a guy drop a couple points. I just want to see determination. Yeah, so it's not like crazy, but you saw like he was 14 for a while, then just a full point drop, and now we've built it back up a little bit. But I think if I would look at Satriano, he actually has higher determination than I thought he did. But I think since I have so many people learning under Satriano, they're kind of all becoming like him, you know, to a certain degree. But so what time is it? Oh, I got another hour. We're good. So we're still under a good financial situation. Actually, speaking of which, how do we feel about our financial situation? Secure. Okay. That's fine. Seems like we're still losing money all the time. I was thinking about something and completely forgot. Oh. Change of the month. Re-up my shortlist scouting. Well, that's one less goalkeeping option, I guess. Not that I really liked him, but... yeah, he's only fine. I mean, he's pretty good, but... okay, good to know. Okay. So I'm going to rest my players, and we'll probably do another rest after Calico. I almost wonder if I should just, like, put that in, but... Gracie would be an important player, only being used as a squad. Okay, fine. Whatever. Then don't inform me again. If this guy's stubborn, I don't really care about Gracie. And Busio, I forgot he was at Milan. They just buy everybody. Before this next game, though, I'm going to have to grab some more water. So I will be right back. And we are back. Continue here. How's Nordbo doing? Have you grown? No. Not yet. He probably won't be. Cabrera in the running for one of the top young players. And Abdullaev is in the running for best Russian player. And he continues to grow. Is he professional? Might be. He's so good. Yeah, I can take a look at a name I can't pronounce, but yeah. I did have a brief window to sign him because he was super unhappy for like 2 seasons or something. But I think then he recovered and he ended up staying wherever he was at, if I remember correctly. He was a little out of our price range at the time. Yeah. I'm sure there's a little bit of doubt, but I think we can get back on track against Frosinone. Yeah, I want to focus on our positive. Yeah, we just have to have the self-belief to go and do it again. The happier we are. Concerned about a defeat. I don't like doing the top one. It just seems so like Donald Trump. Which I just can't get behind. I have no concerns about our mental strength. Everyone in the locker room is strong enough to handle a loss. Malacia, it's never nice to be without an important player. I mean, it's Barcelo. And we may see Denis play a little wing back in the meantime. Still a little ways off for Jackson. Yeah, we always want to be patient where possible. Torino have been really good. They've been magnificent. Agree with that. Well, yeah, then I completely forgot. I see why Zealand has like all problems. Charles. Arsenal top 4. I hope not. Nah, they're off to a really, really solid start, but I don't know. It'll be interesting if they can sustain it, I guess. Am I say vis-a-vis City, Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool? Can wait 1 minute? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good group. In that particular order, or... Because I know Liverpool's been a little sketchy, so I could see why you would maybe put them 4th. Yeah. I think that they just have a lot of quality. That it's kind of hard to, like, say that they can't be really good. Barely beat Ajax the other day. Yeah. I mean, Spurs just lost to Sporting, so you know. Gonna get out to White Hart Lane at some point. I would love to. This year, my vacation is going. I'm going to California to see some friends, but I think I would like to get back into some like international travel. I've never been to London. I haven't really traveled internationally since my trip to Italy for like study abroad in school. So, would like to see more, for sure. And I think that would be a fantastic place to go, even just for one. Even just for one. Let me see. I don't have this one quite linked, or not a good way where I can compare them both side by side at the moment. But I could flip. Just so we schedule a trip to Tottenham. The Royals are sick. Yeah. Wow. Actually, I think I probably do need to show that off. Yeah, he definitely like developed better. I think in general. Let me like. I have something to like flip it. I don't know. This might get a little weird. I guess the first time I've really tried it. Okay. Yep, we're inceptioning. And now I can't see anything, so assuming you can see the screen. So he's got like 3 better dribbling, a better first touch. I guess I could take a print screen too, but that would take forever to like get it around. Yeah, I think he's just like a little bit better at like everything. In particular, his dribbling and like corners, crossing are all a lot better. Let me switch back. Wonder if that's the difference of that personality, you know? Because he's fairly professional in your save, where he's been just balanced here. I think, like I said, I think he was also very upset. I think maybe at this window at PSG, and then RB Leipzig pick him up. Also, I think like in England, a little bit better caliber of competition. Yeah, he just hasn't played a lot. So, not quite as good of development, for sure. But kind of reasons behind that, I guess. Let's see, Cartella. Andrade doesn't want to sign. Yeah, that's probably fair. Bartoli. Carnesecchi and your Serie A Team of the Week. And we'll see what the board has to say. Oh, we got a nice new boardroom too? Oh. I'm now starting to see where these $74 million that we loaned went. Yeah, sure. What do you guys want to say? I don't want to get rid of Cabrera. No, definitely not for you. No. Although 19 acceleration is kind of wild. If he had like ridiculous off the ball, he might actually be worth it. It'd be like a Harry Kane type thing. With not nearly as good a finishing, but... Okay. Attacking midfielder. Ignato, but I don't think he's anything special. Okay, we're going. That's too much. Too much. But at Arsenal, yeah, that's gonna be tough to deal with. Yeah. I mean, yeah, these guys are good, but what do you want me to do about it? Milan got him? When did that happen? Of course they did. God damn it. Nah, it's okay. I like the guy that I picked up a little bit more, but he might actually have really good potential. That's kind of the one thing that I'm worried about. We immediately picked up our backup goalie. I made a different decision. Yeah, we've built the team a little bit differently. I would love more Italians, but, you know, it is what it is. Cagliari beat Roma as they push up into the mid-table. Oh, right, the other Peruvian. You tried to sign Abraham. Yeah, he seems like he would be a good player for this match engine. He's definitely had good games against me. Trying Isaac for the first time. Yeah, he's at Newcastle, I think, in this series. Which I think is real, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's been really good. Ten long shots? I think, honestly, I think with strikers, that's not as important. Personally. So, I mean, if you've seen that he's been taking a lot of long shot and is playing terrible, I guess it can matter. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, all the goals Satriano scores. I think he would make up for it, though, and just being, like, generally... He's missing in big matches, or... Because that could be a pressure hidden stat, or... Oh, God, it's so bad. Ugh. Bad spot. But yeah, I think you can make up for some poor long snaps if he... Or, like, poor long shots if he makes up for it with, like, a lot of one-on-one opportunities where he's very decisive and good. I'm not going to be able to survive with one wing back. I'm not. Through these 3 games. I don't want to change the shape, but maybe, like, against Newcastle I could. Just to survive it. Maybe. Maybe. I might try it anyway. Karnaseki, Galbraith, Pekovic. This is what I want to do. Alright, Barcelo, you're gonna get every game you can handle, I guess. Well, I'm gonna need Pekovic against Newcastle. They're tall. Just to even survive that one. Okay, so this is the order I'll do it in then. Birkenbaum, Barcelo. Sure, I'll go Madu, Miranda. Cueva. Flip in Stromberg and play Cabrera. As good as Satriano has been, needs a little bit of rest here, I think, with these games coming crazy. And he also trained us a 10, because Cabrera is ridiculous, so... I think that's our best team. Berkemam is a really good fit for the way he's playing. Don't really care about that. Honestly, I don't want any like injuries or something weird, so even though they may be aggressive. So he's right-footed, so he's gonna cross. Not that he's very good at crossing, which I guess is why they're not having him show onto a weaker foot, but... God, if we, like... Yeah, that one I guess I'm not even gonna bother with. Yeah, and then you at least can do something, so... We'll press you when possible. Should be okay, though. I need to build an impressive... Yeah, it's given us a lift. Yeah, we have to handle this with focus. Yeah, we're in a good spot. Yeah, so kind of getting back to the attribute thing. I think 12, I agree, I think is kind of a cutoff for a lot of attributes, where I think that at least puts you in, like, you can be competitive at that thing. Are you going to, like, dominate? Or are you going to be good at it, necessarily? Not really. But, I think that is where it starts to be like, oh, you can kind of do this thing. Like, every once in a while, it's all going to work out. I feel like a 10, it's very, very rough. You need a lot of other things to kind of go right. Like, particularly, like, a long shots one. He needs almost, like, a perfect roll on everything else for, like, his 10 long shots to be, like, to actually score that goal. It's like a once in a blue moon kind of thing. Close. Nice build-up. deserving more than that. An early penalty for Milan. Brahim Diaz puts it home. Ooh, nice shot. But you can see, like, none of these guys are, like, super good. But, like, you know, that was a somewhat dangerous shot, you know. Poor goalkeeping may have, you know, had a risk there. What are we doing? And there it is, forward. Cabrera tries to go around the keeper, but he'll finish it off. Keeper actually seemed like he played that pretty well, but then... And more like it from us. The quick counter attack. All of our midfielders touching it. And I guess I should say for the attribute talk that I meant that at the highest level, like a Serie A or Premier League. 12 is kind of the cutoff for like anything below a 12, and it's like that's kind of a weakness for a person. It's kind of what I feel like. Although I do also think that there's certain stats. Cueva just flies through. Open up, some sort of confusion happened. And we take full advantage. So some of the oddest goals I think I've seen yet. Oh, okay. So like he tried to do that really short pass. And then the other guy was like moving. Interesting. But I do think like the actual like finishing number, like obviously if you have better finishing, it's not terrible. Like you could score some great goals out of nowhere with better finishing. But I think in certain team structures when you can just get a guy a lot of like one-on-ones and you get him some like better better traits and stuff, you can kind of help out a like a 10 finisher actually be a really really good goal scorer for you. I think in my current system, they've played a couple of balls through. Carnesecchi with another big save. Usually I do this against better teams. But I think they're really trying to play that long ball. So I'm going to step our line down a little bit. Carnesecchi's kind of bailed us out on that. On a couple of chances that could have been. Like he visited America and drove on like Route 66. I didn't know those things like people did. I've never been to New Mexico. It does seem interesting though. Santa Fe. Yeah, I'm going to get to experience a little bit more hot. I'm going to go to San Francisco next month for around Halloween. I don't know how much I should say about that, but it's fine. I have to make an announcement that I'm not going to be posting videos, right? Anyway. The oldest house of church in America? Wow. Cabrera tries to find Stromberg. Back to Birkenbaum, who rolls it wide. A couple decent opportunities here. And Arizona was awesome. Yeah, I've heard both those of, well, the Grand Canyon, yeah, obviously. I've heard good things of that area. Haven't ever gotten the chance. Cueva, Stromberg, off the post, and he couldn't buy a goal. We peppered the net. I mean, we'll be up 2, but we easily could have been up 4, but I guess they could have also scored on 2 of their chances pretty easily. Yeah, just keep it up. So when will I stream again? So this Saturday I won't be streaming. I usually try to stream on Saturday, like kind of after those early games, but doing a friend's like birthday thing. So pretty much all day, I'll be out. I might try to make up something. This is kind of supposed to be the makeup stream. It's supposed to be a different game tonight. But then it'll be Mondays at around the same time when I started today, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure where that would be in Greece. And then Thursday. So Monday, Thursday at the 8 p.m. Eastern, and then I have to do it after work. So on Saturday I try to like do something at a better time for some international viewers. Oh, Garaseki with a huge save. Man, they've got a couple of nice through balls. Yeah, no, and I can look at Luca. And that is usually 1 p.m. Eastern time, but that one kind of floats around depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes I need to watch some, especially with American football season also starting up. I'm big, so I went to Penn State, which is a state school in Pennsylvania, but they're huge in their love of college football, so love watching those games. Yeah, I guess I'll flip back Cueva and go Mino. I've had to do this a couple of times. Birkenbaum's not doing anything too special. We'll go to Nordberg. Yeah, I can look at Luca after the match. He was a player that, like, every time he's moved teams, I have not had the opportunity. That was actually kind of close from Cabrera. He's, like, quietly my best, like, free kick taker, and I should probably just have him, like, take all my free kicks. But I like strikers on the end of things, but he's not, like, a lead in the air, so I probably could. Stromberg offside, I'm pretty sure here. Didn't even finish it anyway. Rough day for him. Best chance he hit the post, and then he's offside there. But he was at Bayern Munich for a while, I believe. forget where he is now. I was gonna say Barcelo's been like just standing in space the whole time. Mino puts it home. Fantastic movement. And well worked by Nordberg. Now that we have that, I think... Yeah, Barcelo's going to struggle. But I think we just... All I can really do is keep an eye on him, so like... What's I doing? Yeah. So I'm going to bring Nordberg into the box-to-box, and then bring in Safil. And rest Madu, because I think Madu is insanely important for us. And... I don't know if it will mean much, but... Do have to preserve some energy. Pekovic also got tired too. But I guess I expected that. We'll probably give everybody who started today's game a day's rest. Or 2 days rest. To try to maybe possibly have more options for the next game. And wait, Mino scored again? Man's a monster. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the... Person of interest? Tell me what... You know, that sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever watched anything like that. Ricci doing pretty well. That's his second goal of the... They have him in like an odd goal scoring role for a guy that like seems like he's so good at getting assists and stuff. Or that he could be so good at doing that. Another big save for Karnaseki. They've definitely challenged him. They haven't gotten a ton of chances, but every chance has been good. I mean, we've just also put up a ton of chances on the other side, so... And Barcelo got booked. Cueva tries a searching ball forward. Yeah, Birkenbaum, not a great day. Everybody else seemingly played pretty well, though. Tough day for Stromberg, who had a couple of opportunities, but missed the goal. Okay, it's a little too wild. Yeah, glad to have chatted a little bit today, but I do think that's gonna run a little bit shorter. So we'll probably wrap up looking at the legendary career. The legendary signing is, for example, use focus playing like a shout. Oh, and overlaps. Hold on. Okay, how big of a result? Yeah, love that result. Haven't decided that yet, but yes, probably. What performance? What a win. We were superb. And the fans will like that. Juventus, Atlanta drew, Lazio drew, Milan won after the sending off. They scored a couple more times. Napoli crushed Udinese, which maybe is a good time to play them then. And Inter lose to Sampdoria, giving us a chance. Oh, you're saying, so like, sorry, I don't know if I'm fully understanding, but you're saying, like, here you're using like the overlaps. Yeah. So what I kind of found with overlaps is, your team kind of holds up the ball a little bit. So I think it's not bad for like possession, but like I'm trying to move it a little bit quicker through the middle. But if you're trying to just like get crosses in, particularly if you have like you have Isaac, right? Or I'm not sure how to pronounce it Swedishly. So like if you're trying to get crosses, I think it's a good way to help get extra crosses because you're kind of like letting your team set up and push further forward. The one other downside I find with that is, for my wingbacks, they already get really tired. But I noticed when I had like overlaps on, because I did use it for a little bit. Somebody else like recommended it. I think like they're running, and because you're saying that overlap, they are for sure running down to the byline. If they're on like a wingback on attack or whatever. They're trying to get into that position that they want to cross at more often. So when it's like a wing back on attack, he's not only overlapping, he's getting down to the byline. So then he's coming all the way back to defend when you need him to. And so I find that it tires them out a lot. So definitely, like, if it's working for you, I don't think it's necessarily an issue to have it, but I think it's maybe one of those things where if you want to keep a little extra possession or you want to like get more crosses, it might be a good thing to like turn on to do that. And then maybe it's a good thing to turn off when it's like, okay, the game's kind of settled. We're not necessarily looking for goals. And so we're going to preserve our fullbacks, wingbacks, whatever, a little bit. But I've liked playing with it off more than I think I liked playing with it on. And I do think, not that I follow too much of everything. I'm not like a huge tactics guy on like exactly where all the tweaks are good for. But a lot of people recommend, like if you're on like the subreddit or anything, when they like really simplify this, they find that their team plays a little better. And so I've kind of fallen into simplifying, and then if I need a little more tempo, I can bring it up. If I want to pass a little longer, I can bring it up and then kind of adjust it off of that. Yeah, so then focus play in a certain direction. Yeah, it's tough. So I think the same thing for focus play. I'm trying to think if this is the right one. I think it is. So what I think I heard from like a Zealand video or something somewhere, it's just like a small anecdote of like the way that these are supposed to work is for you to exploit a certain thing. So it's not necessarily about playing with that all the time, but maybe adjusting it so it's like, oh, I notice I have a big mismatch down the right side. Let me focus play down the right. So then more often you're trying to get those balls on that side. So if you want your team to kind of be open and free-flowing, I don't know that these are very important to have. But if you want to take advantage of a certain thing in a particular matchup, it might be good to turn on. If that makes sense. Like, if you have the big midfield advantage, then sure, put it down the middle. If your wingbacks are just better than everything, or maybe you have like a really good like inside forward cutting in that's like really good at heading that back post, and he's got a mismatch, maybe it's good to focus play down the right side, so eventually you get that cross to the back post, and just a lofted cross back there, and you're trying to get that play more often, and then maybe that's good to also throw on an overlap or something. But and then like in combination, I'm not as sure about that. But I think like the baseline wing play, at least in Football Manager 20, I think had the, I think baseline wing play is like this. And I think the whole point for that is to like, you're trying to get as many crosses as possible. And like when I was playing with Salford in FM20 with crosses, I was like breaking the league record with crosses per game. Like it was, I don't know if there isn't like an actual record for that, but it's just like, it was like us crossing and like everybody else way down below. So if you can, I think these things in particular are more for exploiting a potential weakness that you see. I think outside of play out defense, where it's more of like you kind of want the team to play calmly in possession a little bit. Though this one is also very dangerous because they love just passing it back and forth back here, and and then sometimes you get that little short pass or whatever that we saw today. And I think in particular, really short passes are very difficult for this engine to recognize, and so that's misplayed like all the time. So you want a good spread, I think, if you're going to play out defense. You don't want your like center backs being like really close, just like tapping it back and forth, because they're going to mess up at some point and probably cost you a goal. But yeah, oh, and I think the same thing about like this other like in possession, whether like I keep it narrow at the moment. I probably could just play normal width, or like the standard for this one. But I think this is another thing of like, if you can take advantage of the wider areas, you're supposed to like adjust this in game and be like, let's get a little wider. Let's take advantage of those things versus this. So something that you can like have as a baseline, but you tweak. I think a lot of this is like tweaking in game, and then like out of possession is more like your whole time shape and things that maybe stay a little bit more similar. But you saw like today I dropped down to that standard line because everything that they were getting offensively was a through ball. So I just wanted to make that a little bit more difficult to happen, and they still got a couple by the end of the game. But so it's not perfect, but you can try to limit the damage. And then I guess the in possession is kind of trying to take advantage of the little things. But 10 league goals, nearly. Cueva with a goal and 2 assists. Yeah, nice to see that. And then also, wait, we got 3 goals from our like midfield. That's kind of, or from our like attacking midfield. That might have been the best game that the attacking midfield has ever played in combination. I guess I should do this. Yeah, I'll do. I'll do this. But I think we're going to wrap up here. Yeah, very happy that he was able to come on and do that. How good was Galbraith today? Very solid game. Very happy with the way he's playing. Yeah, Nordbo's been incredible. As of right now, I think I want to keep Miranda. He's got, like, a good personality, pretty solid stats. Does have that, like, elite vision for a deep-lying playmaker. Like, I don't think he's incredible, but I think he's a very useful guy. Yeah. And I'll play as the nice guy. I mean, those are the two names you want to see sitting up top in Serie A, minutes per goal. Satriano and Cabrera for us. And because if I don't do this... Yeah. So, I think I'm going to stop there, although I did get a later start and didn't push it as much today, but sorry about that. Also need to get to bed and keep a little bit fresh as we continue. So I won't be able to stream this Saturday, as previously mentioned. If you want to follow on Twitter, I can keep things posted. I don't think I would do a makeup stream on Sunday with just like American football. It becomes an American football day. It's why I didn't do it originally. But I will. The next stream will probably be Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, or if I can get it started a little bit earlier, I'm trying. We're no longer doing our summer hours at work, so don't have to push anymore. So I can leave at 6 o'clock every day, but it takes a little bit to get home and then eat and get all set up. So 8 o'clock is still kind of the baseline, and then so the following one would be next Thursday. I don't know whether that'll be Brescia as we continue to just push till FM23, and then I'll go back to another game later, or if I finally get back to BioShock. I kind of owe myself to do that, but it was good to get some more Brescia in since I can't get it on the weekend. But appreciate everybody stopped in. Oh, I forgot Lorenzo Luca. We can look him up really quick. I don't know if you're still here, but 18 heading, 19 jumping reach in this universe. Very strong, driven personality. Yeah, I mean, he's everything you want in a striker in this game, I feel like. I mean, I guess he could be a little bit faster, but you're probably not too concerned about it. Yeah, he hasn't really gotten the opportunity to play. Bayern Munich got him. Played pretty well for them, but he just never stuck around. And now he's at RB Leipzig, and they're kind of doing the same thing. Been more of a role player for them. Wouldn't be bad to bring back to Italy. Pair him up with Satriano, but I don't need it. I'm very happy with my strikers at the moment, but did develop pretty well. Could have been good if I could have gotten there in time before he cost 30 million or 45 million or whatever it was. That's right. I forgot that he was in Sweden for a little bit. That was the miss. But it is what it is. Like I said, So getting back to actually wrapping up now that now that I remembered that. So thanks everyone for stopping in today. Some good chats. Some looking around for some decent Italian players that have found various success throughout the leagues in this series. Yeah, it's kind of a disappointing Lorenzo Luca, though, unfortunately. Not the legend that he's been for other people. But I'll leave it there. Like I said, thanks everybody for stopping in. Hope to see you again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.